Her smile shines as bright as the stars at night. Her heart is as kind as can be. She has the patience of a saint, but if you push her, oh Lordy. A straight talker is smiling. She's the salt of the earth. Make no mistake, she matters. Catch Smiley's story on a live stream. Oh boy, that girl can matter. Go Smiley. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Missing posters and stories of heartache and fear. She tells us all of the heartbreaking tears. She can sniff out the guilty from a mile away. If Smiley's on the case, then she's here to stay. She cares about these missing children. She cares deeply about them all. She speaks the truth with integrity. For the truth, she will seek it all. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Smiley's questions are like a heat-seeking missile. She's going straight for the bullseye. Don't ever believe you can fool her. She's too wise, man, she won't comply. She values freedom like the 4th of July. She values respect even more. If you want to earn a place at Smiley's table, watch the clock, it takes time for sure. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you break her trust, you're done for. Trust don't grow back like grass. So don't give Smiley a reason to doubt you, or that friendship will shatter like glass. She's a damn good woman, that much we know. She puts in the hours to bring them kids home. If your child is missing, you want Smiley on the case. She is always willing and she gives so much grace. She's a Smiley, alright. She's a Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear.
Hello, everyone. What's going on in your world? Happy Hump Day. It's Wednesday, September 3rd. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, H. Davis. Welcome in. You was the first one today. Welcome in. Glad to see you. Susie Little. Hello. Howdy. Howdy. Hello. Hello, Rhodes EST 2025. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for being here, and I hope you're doing well. Hello, beautiful Millie. Hello, hello. Dawn Emery, Terry Parker, good to see you. Show Poodles. I gotta put show. You know what? I took Happy down to get her pampered this morning. She don't have hair or nothing like that. She has to get cut, but I took her down to get her pampered. I always do that. I saw the two most beautiful poodles, standard poodles there ever was down there this morning. I am like, y'all really got y'all's hands full today, don't you? Oh my God. One of them was jet black. It was so beautiful. It made me, ooh, girl, I'm just telling you. Thank you for coming in here and showing me that. You finally got a notification. Yay, yay, yay. Hey, Miss Nancy. It's a crying shame. It's like none of the children are safe from the very ones that promised God they would take care of the blessing God gave them. Exactly. You know, their monsters are right there at home, right? You know, it's real when these kids says the monsters are under their bed. Honey, it makes you think back. Makes you think back. Don't get me started today. Don't get me started. Okay? Okay? And let's see who we got. Jack of all trades. Hello, Jack. Hello. Welcome in. We got Angel Wings here. Good afternoon, Angel Wings. We have Gypsy Girl. Hello, Gypsy Girl. Nice to see you. We got Mr. Seth Rogers in the house. Whoop, whoop. You're hiding. Yeah, they're hiding in the closet. They are real, honey. They are real. The monsters are real, let me tell you. It makes me think back, when kids say, I saw a monster under my bed like 30 years ago, honey, they probably was really seeing monsters. Let me just tell you, they are all real. I believe it now. If I didn't believe it before, I believe it now. Who keeps these kids hidden? And Seth, I hope you're feeling better, honey. I do. Mr. Seth Rogers, Sebastian Rogers' father, who is missing still out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Absolutely keep him in your prayers. Yeah, he's just listening, everyone. Let's not ask no questions or anything like that. Let him enjoy himself. Enjoy. Hey, Miss Robin. Hello, Miss Robin. Hello. Good to see you. Well, you know, what is it about these people who hide their children and keep their children hidden? What is it with that? I don't know, but you know what? That's exactly what Rebecca did. She kept her other family away from her new family. I'm finding out. Especially Emmanuel, right? Especially Emmanuel. I'm finding out more stuff today. I'm like, what in the heck? And then it goes back to Sebastian. It reminds me of that, how they kept him in the house other than when he went to his father's. You know, Summer, she was just, a country girl, but there was really nobody around other than, a couple of neighbors and stuff like that. But what is it with keeping these kids hidden, man? What is it? What did you think about that podcast last night? I loved it, Seth. I loved it. And I shared it. And I may go over that. I actually may go over it. Seth sent me this podcast and look, honey, I think we will go over it. I loved it, Seth. Thank you for that. Please continue to send me more and more and more. It is scary, AF. Absolutely. It is. All those things are scary. They are. They are. It makes you think, oh my God. Oh my God. It does. It makes you think. Scary AF. Well, what I learned today was Rebecca and Seth, or not Seth. I'm sorry, Seth. I'm sorry, not Seth. Ooh, I wouldn't want to put you in that hot mess. That's a hot mess over there, honey. Rebecca and Jake went down the street and people saw them going down the street with the baby stroller, but there was no baby in it. What y'all think about that? Well, let me show you that first. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with Facebook because I went to the TikTok and I brought it up that way. So let's hope I don't. Good golly, Miss Molly. And this is all to homie over at the Titera Ahmad. And I know I always butcher his thing. Tutera. I can't say it right, but I love him. Anyway, let's go. That's me. Y'all don't need to see me. Y'all don't need to see me. All right, let's see what we're doing here. I want y'all to listen to this interview he's got. Oh, and we're going to get back to this afternoon, what New York Times said. I saw that coming in, New York Times talking about they need to stop. It ain't New York Times. Not them. I'm not blaming them, honey. But these people need to stop. And look, Ahmad is slick. He said, I forgot how he did it, but he threw sleuth in there. I love it. He's a smart guy. Shout out to him. Hold on a minute. Let's watch this. This is interesting. Okay. This is interesting.
I don't know what's been going on regarding the Emmanuel Haro case. I do have additional leads, a slew of leads.
There he is, of slews, he said.
Accordingly, and County Line Road, she is a bus, as in Jenny Bus.
Oh, show poodles. Thank you so much, honey.
Now entered the chat.
Thank you, sweetie.
Who you are.
My name is Joni.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here at the potluck, and I'm here with Aunt Meg.
Ana Tira, thank you so much.
Yeah, I come here, and my pastor secretary, she signed for deaf people.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sign language. I know sign language. I used to.
I'm Joni.
Joni.
Yeah, I didn't see
How do
you.
you say
Thank
Ahmed
you.
in
Thank
SL?
you. Thank you for being here, honey.
Ahmed. Anatia.
On the Tita.
BUSF, Joni Bus.
Don't try to listen to this.
You're not related to the Lakers, are you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Are you really?
My husband, Dad, cousin, it's Jerry Bus.
No way. We love you too. You will not
He's
be
my
among
people,
strangers.
too.
I am.
He's my solo.
Where? You're my homegirl.
My whole point.
Hey, I got a bus. My homegirl bus. Joni bus.
Shortcake.
How many people can say they're homegirls with an actual bus? Me. That's who.
She's got shortcake tattooed on her hand.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Joni. No. La shark. Where'd you get that in Chachilla? Now she threw my hood. That's why I knew
She
I
threw him the hood sign.
She threw my neighborhood.
But I want you to listen to what she says. It's important.
I live on 5th Street in New Hampshire. We saw her and Jake.
You saw her?
She was wearing a black short, and Jake, I can't remember what he was wearing. They had the stroller, and there was nothing in the stroller.
You seen it on TV or where?
No, we lived
You
on
saw?
5th Street.
You live on 5th Street. What day did you see Rebecca and Jake walking? Do you remember?
It was in July. I took her home, and then we took Poland, and me and my husband went down the front, and I see them walking. And I'm like, why are they pushing the stroller with no baby in there with a black stroller? It was on the 27th. The 27th, the 28th.
At 3 p.m. on 5th Street and
County
Line.
Home, and then we took Poland, and me and my husband went down the front, and I see them walking. And I'm like, why are they pushing the stroller with no baby in there with a black stroller? It was on the 27th. The 27th, the 28th.
At 3 p.m. on 5th Street and
County
Line Road. Wow. Just wow.
So you heard that, and they were pushing a stroller. She saw it with her own eyes. Now, what I wanted to tell you was, hey, Laugh a Day and everybody coming in. Robin, everybody, thank you for being here. What I wanted to tell you was, I don't know if you remember back when I told you or not that allegedly the cameras would only go back till, I think, the 28th, maybe the 29th of July. I don't remember now. I don't have it in front of me. I think the 28th. But the point of the matter is they did get the video, what they needed, but only they went back to July. Okay, one, why was they going back to July? Two, she was thinking it was around July 4th. That's why I had to rewind it when I was watching him because it hit me. I'm like, huh? What'd she just say, July 4th? And then I went back again, and then her daughter or friend or worker or whoever come up with her said it was the 27th of July. So I posted that. I don't know if I could get it on here now if I tried, because I didn't put it up. But anyway, I posted that. I posted it in his. I said, did she say XYZ? And I made a screenshot and I put it on mine because my sources told me that there was that party. Y'all remember me talking about that party about the 4th of July? Okay. And then as I was writing it, I got thinking about it. Well, it don't mean it was actually on the 4th of July. Many people have parties for the 4th and celebrate and all that before and after and during. So it just makes me think it's possible that that rings true. That's all. That's all. It don't mean it's fact. It don't mean it's true. It don't mean any of that. But it did make me go, huh, stop, stop. And then when the girl come up and said the 27th, but listen, she's the second one we saw. She is the second one we saw and physically heard that Ahmad's got his boots on the ground and got out there and talked to. The other one said she never saw Rebecca and Jake with that baby, but she said she saw the sister, right? Because the sister used to live across down the road or whatever. It's just weird to me. When did he go missing? When did he literally really go missing? And what I want to know is, we're never going to forget Emmanuel, but we're not going to forget Rebecca Haro had another family. I want you to think about that. She had other children. Was she hiding them too? I mean, I'm sure Jake knew about them and all that. But kids don't just disappear. They don't. And they don't just disappear at 7 months old. Someone chooses to keep them hidden. Rebecca and Jake Haro did. They told the world that baby Emmanuel was snatched from a parking lot after she got boop, knocked in the back of the head and then woke up with 2 black eyes. Okay. All righty then. What next? Lord have mercy. Investigators now say that was not the truth. Oh, they knew that from the beginning, honey. I can just tell you. I bet her pants didn't have an Ola. Yeah, Ola. Ola. Ola, boom. Hello. I'm going to take your baby now. Let me just hit you. Good night. Sleep tight. See a few stars for a while. Hola. Oh, we can't forget that now, can we? Anyway, so that's what they told the world. And guess what? You didn't see no scuff marks, I bet, on her pants. I bet they were looking for that. I bet there wasn't a piece of dirt on her pants where she fell on that, she said floor, concrete. Have y'all ever fell on concrete? Because I have. And if it didn't tear a hole in your pants, you're going to have something wrong. I think she forgot her script halfway through. Listen, I ain't even started on Rebecca yet. I have not even got started. I know I saw Janice last night and said she thought Rebecca was just as guilty. Oh, you're damn right she's just as guilty. See, this is where me and other creators agree to disagree, because I agree. Me, Smiley, think just because Jake has them charges and what he did to Promise, I think, in my opinion, Rebecca is the one who actually did this. Now, if I believe my source, I can't really say that. And I do believe my source to an extent, but I still have my own thoughts and my opinions. Okay? And I can't really get into all that, but I do believe, and it don't matter. At the end of the day, they are still just as guilty as the other. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. She had no problem going on with it, though, let me tell you. But investigators, they saw it was not no truth to it, that Emmanuel was already gone, and that the parents made up this story, hid him, and that Jake already has this history of abuse. And then there was one daughter, Promise, who was left disfigured, disabled, however you want to put it. There's no nice way you can do it, forever and ever and ever. They also have a 2-year-old little girl that was in that house, and the trauma she bears. Oh my God. I you know what? I hate to eat. I don't even want to go there. I never want to have to really go there other than to say that. Yeah, and if she was knocked out cold, she would have more than her and them black eyes. She didn't get that from being knocked out. Not in the back of the head. Just my opinion. Now, does anybody know? Did she go to the hospital and get checked out for a concussion? A cracked skull? Anything? I doubt it. But hiding the truth, hiding accountability, and hiding a child's fate, we know on August 14th, 2025, she tried to conceal everything. I don't know what made them come forward then. I really don't. I mean, they got away with it for so long because I don't think it was that day that it happened. But hey, I'm not the police. Who am I? I'm just smiling. That's all. I got a big mouth and I can tell you what my opinions are. But on August 14, 2025, Rebecca Haro reported her 7-month-old son, Emmanuel, missing. She claimed that while changing him, I wonder if she ever got that diaper changed. I wonder if there was ever a dirty diaper or any clean diapers left. Or did Ola take the diaper bag too? I'm just curious. I'd be curious to know. Maybe they had just been walking down the road and had stopped in, I don't know, a Walmart around there or a grocery store and bought a entire bag of Pampers or something. Hey, you never know. You never know. So she claimed while changing him in the parking lot outside Big 5 in Yucaipa, she was attacked. She regained consciousness only to find him gone. This is what we know as facts. Investigators soon thought, just like we do. You know, the ones they're calling the sleuths and the ones that's hurting the case. They thought just like we did. They said, uh-oh. Hey, Don. They thought, this is the craziest story we've ever heard, and it's not true. And let's just see. Let's see what's going on here. We can put 2 and 2 together because we've been doing this a long time and we're professionals. And if the sleuths and the world can see that this is a lie, honey, we better get going because it ain't true, right? So they took her inconsistencies and they watched and they listened And her kidnapping narrative was just plain questioned, and she was confronted on all that. Based on their findings, Rebecca 41 and Jake 32. And let me point that out again. Rebecca 41 and Jake 32. She knew better. She knew better than to try to conceal, hide, not get her kids out of anything. She's just as guilty, if not more, if she didn't do it. If. And to me, that's a big if. But since then, they have been charged with murdering, filing false police reports in connection with Emmanuel's disappearance, who he is also assumed deceased. These are the facts we know. Rose, everybody coming in, thank you for being here. Police allege that Emmanuel suffered at the press conference. They said he suffered ongoing. Now, I don't know how they know this. I mean, I don't know how they know this is the cause of death because there's been no, they don't have him. But if they say so, it also don't take a rocket scientist to find out that the part is true with the ongoing abuse. But sometimes it does make me wonder, when the sleuths, I'm going to start poking them now, was out here saying, oh, they found him. It kind of makes me wonder, did they? Could they have? What made them say they know about where he's at, but they don't seem to be doing nothing? Could it be possible? Now, I'm not putting them rumors out there. I'm just trying to use my head a little bit. Good afternoon, my wrench. Hello, hello. So we don't know nothing. We have to go on what they say. But there was no medical examiner there. There was nobody there like that, right? I don't know if he'll ever be found, to be honest with you. Authorities allege that Emmanuel suffered ongoing abuse, and that's what ultimately led to his death. I don't know how they can say that factually unless they have his body, especially some things that I'm going to show you, not right here, right now, but other stories and stuff like that. We all already went through the Turpin story, but, there's another horrible story I was going to come on with last night. And again, Seth sent me something else and I watched it, but I had already got that other story wrote up. And I don't know, man, it might even beat this case. It really might. I don't know. Sometimes I read these stories and I do these stories and then I put my thoughts to them and my commentary and stuff. And I'm almost scared to put them out, honestly, because I'm like, dang, man, I don't know how much more people can handle. I really don't. It's depressing. It really is depressing. And if you wasn't depressed before you come to YouTube, honey, you better understand you're going to be depressed when you get here. Sure, Dawn. Hold on. I have one question. Is there a 16-year-old daughter or a teenage connected to this? I hear there is a teenage daughter. I don't know how old she is, but Rebecca's first child with her ex-husband. So I don't know the age, but I know I thought she had 2. Some people saying she had 3, and that's kind of what promoted this today. So I don't know if she has 2 children with her ex-husband or if she has 3. Hey, Prayer Garden, good to see you, honey. How are you doing? I hope you had a good Labor Day, and I hope you have a good day. But I'm hearing 16. I heard 16. I don't know if that's true or not, but that is with her other husband, her ex-husband. However, that also brings me to this, Dawn, who keeps their children hidden. Because it seems like to me, everything that I heard in this case, maybe it's not so much she kept those children hidden. She didn't have to worry about keeping those children hidden, right? because her ex-husband or somebody else had those children. But her little 2-year-old and Emmanuel, I know that those children and her husband didn't realize. Now, maybe the children did, but they sure didn't tell their daddy about it. The dad claims, which was odd, even when it first came out, he said he didn't even know she had Emmanuel. I don't know about the 2-year-old, but I know that he said he didn't even know she had Emmanuel. I was like, what? And that's when this case very first came out. So why was she hiding her family? Why? You know, it makes me sick, these people. Was it because she hid Emmanuel? Because Emmanuel, you know, and if you look at very, very first photos of him, it don't look like he had problems. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Yes, the sister come out and said he had cross eyes. Yes, XYZ. But was that from the abuse? Was she ashamed of him? Was she, you know, again, and if she was right here, I'd asked her just like I did Chris Proudfoot and Katie. Was he a burden? You know? Was you embarrassed? Yeah. Oh, Lord, Prayer Garden's talking about Christmas. Honey, it won't be long. Oh, my gosh. Tell me about it. Lord, honey, it won't be long. But yeah, Dawn, to answer your question, somewhere, I just don't know where she fits in at, to be honest. I have a feeling, though, we're going to know because a lot of people is starting to talk. A lot of the neighbors, a lot of people, and a lot of people, you know, some people, you know, they're starting to talk. I have one up here. I'm going to show you a video in a minute where the lady at the store next door talked. How creepy. I think that's the one. I don't know if that's the one or not, but if not, I got a whole nother live on that one too. Honey, this thing can give us information for days and days and days and days. I'm just telling you. But Jake also has a criminal, as we know, history of child cruelty. Why would Rebecca, anyway, if she even give a flip about her kid? Listen, first of all, let me say this. She has kids from her other marriage. Even if she didn't have, I don't know what the situation was. Even if she didn't have custody of them, even if they didn't want to go with her, the point is, even if CPS was involved, and I don't know that, please don't put that out. That's not what I'm saying. Whatever the situation was, it was strange because she put out, and I say she used the system, she put out a lot of restraining orders on her husband, but yet her children didn't go with her. They went with her husband. And then come to find out, she put one on her mom, Mary, but that didn't stick. That just, either she dropped it or they dropped it or whatever. Although I don't believe that old hag as far as I can throw her. I'm just saying. But the point of the matter is, I think Rebecca uses the system. Some people do that. And I think she's one of them. But she knew, regardless of what the situation was, that she had children and that she already claimed she knew about Jake's past and what he had did to Promise. And if that's not enough to put a huge red stop sign in front of any woman that's a mother, a human being, anything, if you have kids and stop you from, you know, putting their Donkey Kong first and I don't know what, then you deserve everything you get. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Who blacked her 2 eyes? That tells a story within itself. I'm going to say I'm going to say he did. That's just my opinion. Either he did it or they did it to make it go with this story. You know, Don says, got it. I posed the question, did the 16-year-old witness the, okay, this is what I heard from a source. You know what? I don't think it was hers, but I don't think it was that one, but I did hear it was a teenager. And thank you for that, Don. Okay, so what I heard it was somebody that was underage. They were scared to come forward, but you brought a good question. Was it her daughter? I don't know, honestly, but I heard it was a family member, and I heard it was a party. And that was from the source. So, now you got me thinking. I don't know. That's a good question. But supposedly, and I'll just say something did happen in the laundry room. And I don't know who all was out there filming and stuff, but I know the minute that Dolly went, I was trying to look to see if he got there, because I want to see what's going on too. From people I know, I want to know what's going on too. And I don't think he had got there yet, but that window that was broke out, I don't know if that, and that's for all the trouble started. So I don't know if that was the laundry room or not. I was just thinking, that's odd. Why don't they board that up? Because if it rains, it's going to get water in there and stuff. But maybe they didn't care about it if that was the laundry room, or maybe it's a separate outside laundry room. I don't know. That house is kind of built weird, if you ask me. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it's kind of hard to tell. But you're right on the money, Don. So I wonder, I wonder why the ex did not know if they they may have really had them kids scared don't go back and tell your daddy I had this baby. Because I just find that weird. I've always found that weird that he didn't know. I don't know. That's just me. But the ex-husband of Rebecca, and I hear he's coming out more now, but the ex-husband of Rebecca, he's also mentioned now in some reports again, that he says he was unaware of her remarriage. That don't mean he didn't know they were living together and shacked up and yada, yada, yada. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how true that is. He's more than welcome to come up here and hide his identity if he would like to and clear it up. I can only tell you what I know. But he says he did not know she had a manual. So I don't know. I know when I looked up those reports where she filed against him, again, I will swear till the day I die, he was going over there. Rebecca, was going over there lollygagging it up with Sylvia, the sister, or whichever sister lived in the house. And she was really seeing, I'll just say it nicely, whatever his name, Jake, seeing Jake. It wasn't Sylvia she was over there banging. It was Jake, in my opinion. And she carried on behind his back, and that may be why she would always get these restraining orders. Don't be following me around. I'm going to do what I want to do. And then, Prayer Garden said, I think them two black eyes tell us she was trying to save that baby against that abusive man she could be dealing with. And she could be dealing with Stockholm Syndrome, but that is a possibility. That is a very good possibility, but I don't know. I think she had every chance to get out. I don't think, I don't know, PG, because I know that she, she's did this before. I mean, there's just so many strange things, and she's had so many opportunities. Like, for example, I keep going back to the day before they were arrested. He was not with her at the police station. He had to go to his probation office or whatever and check in. She was by herself in that police office. She was by herself with, them. So I'm just not sure. She had every opportunity to speak. But again, I know if they do have that syndrome, Stockholm syndrome, I know they do. Hey, Chuchi, they do try to take up for their abusers and stuff like that. So it's hard to say, but thank you, not crazy. But it's still not an excuse. She was 10 years older than him, and when she got with him, and this is why I say this, when she got with him, she already knew the horrible things he did to his baby girl. She should have ran then. She should have run. She should have not had one child with him, but she turns around and has 2 children with him. So I can't give her a pass. That's just my opinion. I don't believe it. That's just me. I mean, I don't. But anything is possible, but I don't believe it. I think she'll get off probably lighter, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I hope they don't. I hope they both stay in there. But that's me. I can be a little hard sometimes. But, what about her other children? What about her other children? Is there a reason they were not with her? Was CPS involved? Was she a monster herself back then? Why did her children not want? And I've heard this too. I've heard, of course, it's hearsay, that they didn't want to be with her. So why is that? Again, it's like runaways. You don't run unless you're running from something. So what is it? I don't know. But nobody, not her, not her first family, not anyone seemed to know about Emmanuel. And that's very disturbing to me. I'm talking about, they knew about him, but I'm talking about they didn't seem to know he disappeared. Or if they knew he disappeared, let me rephrase that. If they knew he disappeared, how can a baby be gone for at least a month, 2 weeks, a week, 3 days, and nobody in your family on either side knows it? I call BS. I'm sorry, I call BS. Now, as far as the 2-year-old, I would hope everyone knew about her. And if she was being abused, I would hope they would have said something, because she has enough trauma in her life. There's no telling what she saw with baby Emmanuel for those short 7 months he was here. I don't know. What a nightmare. But do y'all want to know who keeps children hidden? I'll tell you who keeps children hidden. Who keeps children hidden is abusive parents or guardians. Some keep children out of sight. They think out of sight, out of mind. Hey, Mohawk's mom. Hold on. Let's see what she's saying. The ex-husband said the two had together are adults, and I'm thinking the 16-year-old may not be his. Also said he did not know she remarried. Right. So he's saying that. So I don't know, but what I was hearing about the laundry room, it was somebody in that age range, 16, 17. They were under 18. I know that, but I'm not sure who they are. I just know they're family members. I don't know who they are. And I think that's what Don was asking. So since I didn't know the other's age, I don't know. I'm not sure. But abusive parents keep children out of sight. They do that to cover up the abuse, the neglect. They avoid schools, which we didn't have to worry about Emmanuel or the little girl going to school yet, but doctors, and then they said, social, let's see, they said that the clinic or the doctor's office was out of shots. Yeah, right. Okay. And they made an appointment for October. They, may avoid, anybody who can discover or call social services on them. That's who keeps kids out of sight. And also when they're having custody disputes, which I don't think Rebecca and Jake was having any custody disputes unless it was with any of the other parents or anything like that. But again, out of sight, out of mind. Again, I don't think that applied to Jake and Rebecca, in my opinion, about Emmanuel. In some extreme cases, extended family members or tightly controlled groups, they isolate children from the outside world, but that would be cults. That would be like, people in cults and stuff like that. Then you got your human trafficking. No, I don't think that applies here. But I'm just telling you, in case you ever know, human trafficking and stuff like that, they try to keep kids out of sight, out of mind. They try to keep them as quiet as possible and all of those things. Children may be concealed by the criminals involved, like in pornography. If they hadn't done anything but take pictures or showed them pictures or pornography, whatever you want to say, forced labor or other things they're doing, they try to keep them away from everybody. Then I think, again, baby Emmanuel was too young. I don't think any of that applied there, in my opinion. Prayer Garden said, I think she doesn't know where the baby is. With not knowing, she is afraid he will get off and go away with her. I think okay, so I heard, this is what I heard. It's possible that she may not know where the baby is. It is possible. That is possible, because this is what I heard. And Dawn, if you're listening to this is also what I heard, connected to the source that I had about the party and the laundry room and all the things. And I can say this. That's why I asked y'all, how far was that when Jake took the police there? I wanted to know. And somebody, Chuchi, I think, sent me something. It was like 28 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. Okay, 30, I don't know. But anyway, the point is, we've covered all this, but the point is, PG's right. She may not know because, okay, I was told that also after that, I don't know if it was right then and there, because again, I also was told that the dogs hid on the freezer, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. I don't know if it was right then and there. I don't know if it was the next day. I don't know. But what I know is Jake took out from there And Jake was gone for about 2 hours. 2 hours. Okay? So that would have gave him time, in my opinion, to do whatever he needed to do with that baby. But the cameras only go back to the 28th, allegedly. Again, I don't know. But yeah, I think she knows now. She may not know exactly where he's at, but I think she knows now. And I don't think she was happy at all. Because I'm going to guarantee you she saw him out there, heard them walls talk. I'm telling you, she saw him out there after that interview she gave, and she was not happy about that, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. But even when children aren't physically hidden, their voices are suppressed. I think that little 2-year-old girl's voice was suppressed. Hey, West End and everybody coming in. They're made invisible by shame, threats, manipulation. And I can believe anyone with common sense. They can tell the difference if they see somebody or a kid, and tell if they're in shame or something like that. So hidden children or not, or if you accidentally come up on somebody and you can tell you can tell the difference in being shy or being shamed or threatened. I would love to think common sense would tell you the difference. Their cries, they're not muffled, they're not echoed. Sometimes, like Emmanuel, the truth only comes out after it's too late, though. And that's the sad part, and it's the scary part. We have to be the ones to unhide the hidden. We have to. We have to be the one, no matter if somebody likes sleuths or they don't like sleuths or whatever they think, they can stick that up their butt and come out their throat and eat it. I don't care. Somebody has to say something. Somebody has to do something. Somebody has to keep these kids out in the light. If you see a child absent, who's always absent, that's supposed to be there. And I've did several stories on children missing for years. And one lady had the freaking y'all remember this? One took care of her mother, and because of that, there was a couple of kids that was dead, but had one, the CPS come out there on account of the mother, and she had a neighbor kid come over there and pretend he was the little boy that had been dead for years. I mean, this is a sick world. But you won't get away with it. You're not going to get away with it. You keep doing this stuff to these kids, and it's going to come out. The truth always comes out. I don't care who you are. And I don't care what you believe. And I hope Miss KK's sitting up there watching this California case just like the whole world is. The only difference is some people gets their justice a little bit sooner than others. That's just my opinion. But if somebody's pushing an empty stroller, don't go, oh, well, have a nice day. Question them. See what their answer is. You may need it. You may need that answer a year from then. You never know get to know people. Yes, I put a whole thing out, especially California, when they're supposed to get them, yada, 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 what they're supposed to get, XYZ, and all that. You know, I want to know when somebody besides the family's laid eyes on him, Emmanuel. Let's watch this. This is credit to spilling the tea, honey. Spilling the tea.
I don't know. There's no fence blocking it off. So there is a fence blocking where the door is open, and that's where I saw those two guys go in. And they told straight out, they told all of us they wanted to go inside that house and do it. So I know it was them, but they went in this little house. Well, and that's I wouldn't have gone there. Like, there's no way I would go inside. That's just creepy to me.
We're inside here. We were right here because the guy kept trying to offer people tours.
It's ridiculous.
It seems as if all this chaos and confusion that Rebecca and Jake Haro has caused has these neighbors in an uproar. They are going crazy, and let me tell you, some of them, they're speaking out. Welcome to Spilling Tea with Angel Baby, where everything is alleged, and this video is for informational purposes. Now, from the moment Jake and Rebecca filed a false police report claiming that little Emmanuel was taken from a parking lot, this neighborhood has been shook. And from the looks of it, it doesn't look like things are going to be quieting down anytime soon. Now, as we know, Jake and Rebecca have both been arrested and charged with first-degree unaliving of baby Emmanuel and filing a false police report. Now, ever since Jake and Rebecca have been in jail, it looks like their home is somewhat of a tourist attraction. Now, that clip that you've seen in the beginning of the video was of the sheriff being dispatched out to the Haro's home because someone decided to break in the home and they started selling tours outside of the home. Now, even though there's a couple of bad scenes here and there, for the most part, the community, they've pulled together to show support for baby Emmanuel in this time. And it's sad to say, but I can honestly tell you guys that these strangers that don't even know baby Emmanuel are showing more compassion and care for him, while Jake and Rebecca show nothing. They show nothing. And it all seems to be an act. I remember when Jake received the flyers for baby Emmanuel, and he's looking at the flyers. Rebecca, she looks at the flyers.
Okay, I want to speak on these flyers just a second. Okay, so that was real quick. They had them flyers made up, brought to Big Five the day that it happened. Don't y'all find that a little bit strange, anybody? Because I do. I find that kind of odd, in my opinion. And it depends on LE felt the call. If desperation, LE felt they got all the evidence from the home. Oh, I don't know if you were talking to me or not. Yeah, but I find that very strange about the flyers, in my opinion. They had a box of flyers already. I don't know who had them made, Mohawk Mom, but I know this. They were there real quick, and they had their phone numbers on them, which, remember, their phone numbers eventually got disconnected, both of them. So it was just really strange to me. I don't know. I have another video, not right now, but later on, that I come across that, yeah, that was fat. See, Prayer Garden, even you got to agree with me on that. Who does that? Something ain't right there, honey. I'm just telling you. Listen, I've never heard of such in my life. And remember when the first attorney for Jake the fake is his lawyer, I'm just saying, when he was on News Nation and Ashley Banfield, and he was sparring back and forth with her. Boy, I love how she got him. But anyway, and she was talking about the flyer, and he said, no, that's not the flyer. That's the one the mom and dad put up. And anyway, she said, okay, hold on, I'll get that. Anyway, the point of the matter was, he said, it's got their phone number on it. Well, he was advertising that, but guess what? That fool didn't even know that they had those phone numbers disconnected, or he forgot to mention those parts. I'm just saying, look, this is backwards. This is crazy. I just wanted to say this about the flyers. I won't get started. That's all.
Flyer, as you can see. And right now, she really doesn't have any emotion. But she looks up at Jake, and it's like she's trying to get approval. And now, that's when you see the puppy dog face. It's all an act. Or what about the time after the press conference when Rebecca called herself looking for baby Emmanuel in the bushes?
In the bushes.
And like I said, there was actually some neighbors that talked to the press, and what they said, you guys, was extremely
Maybe he crawled over
heartbreaking.
there.
Now, one of the neighbors said that they
He didn't
heard,
want
that they took Jake out by the 60 freeway to go look for baby Emmanuel. That was a couple of weeks back. Now, right away, when they heard where the location,
I just can't help myself. I really can't help myself. She had the little girl's hand, her 2-year-old, which I don't know why she even had her there, putting more trauma on her, if you ask me. But listen, it wasn't hide and seek they were playing. And also, what did she think? Did he hit her in the eye and say, Ola, and run and hide in the bushes because he didn't want his poo-poo changed? His diaper, as his dad said. Look, I ain't trying to be funny, but I can't help myself. These MFers piss me off. I can't help it. Dumb. Looking in the bushes. This is not hide and seek time.
They were worried. They said that there was a lot of coyotes over there. And they said even though they're in the mountains, you can literally hear the coyotes over there in the mountains. And that neighbor says you hear those coyotes as if they're right there.
I think
They
they
went
do
on
it
to
all
say,
at once.
I don't think the remains will be
Thursday.
found. As
I didn't
someone who
see it.
lived here all my life, they are gone. Saying, but not only in this area, but
Might
if
be
you
wrong.
know all of Riverside and San Bernardino County, there's a lot of open space. If you didn't want something to be found, I'm pretty sure you could find a way. It's really sad to hear, but it's the truth. If you are a local here, you know that baby is gone. She added, our community is hoping that they at least recover, but the majority of us know there will likely be nothing to recover. You guys, that is extremely, extremely heartbreaking to hear. And it's just sad that this might just be the reality, considering the fact that they have not even found baby Emmanuel yet, or so they say. Even though the DA said
That's what
they
I
do
said
have a
today,
strong
or so they
indication
say.
as to where he is. If that is so, then why haven't you found him? Now, it is being said that the Haro's ranch is situated at the end of the road, you guys, and there's only one immediate neighbor. And I can't believe this. Jake and Rebecca, they live just minutes from the sheriff's station. Now, this neighbor continues because let me tell you, they had a lot to say. They said that many of the locals, they stay to themselves, and the Haro's house is very secluded. So if anything was going on over there behind those closed doors, you really would not be able to hear. They said, look how far back their house is. They have like a half a mile before the front door. Whoa, that is a huge, huge ranch. And it is being said that it is Jake's parents' ranch that he is living on and mooching off of. And then a second neighbor chimes in.
I always forget I'm on mute. I don't know how big it is when you get in and literally and all that stuff. It may be an exaggeration, a half a mile or whatever she just said up to the house, not by her, but she only what she's being told up to the door. I think that's, I don't know, but anyway, I will tell you this. It must be a pretty big place when you go in, because that drunk guy, I saw that with my own eyes. He literally went inside that house, opened the door, and went in like a fool. I mean, somebody could have pew-pewed him down to death, and they would have had every right, and they would not have been in trouble for that, and come back out with a binder. If I was the cops, I would be wanting to know where that binder was, and what kind of binder that was. Was he really just some drunk guy acting stupid, or was that another just a handoff of some evidence? That was before they got arrested. Hey, I don't know, but it had to be a pretty big house on the inside for nobody to know he got in, got something, and got back out, right? And he sure wasn't trying to leave. Just saying.
And gives her 2 cents, and she says, everyone here keeps to themselves. We stay out of everybody else's business so they could do whatever they want over there, and nobody would know anything. This is just a sad situation, you guys. And from the beginning, there was so many red flags about Jake and Rebecca. And I have a few that I personally noticed and I want to point out. So I noticed that they refer to baby Emmanuel in the past tense, like he loved his sister. He was a good baby. Nobody would ever say anything like that. If they truly believe their child was missing, it just wouldn't come out of your mouth. It wouldn't be in your brain. So their brain was already like, he's not here. So they told on themselves with that one. The next thing, Rebecca refusing to take a lie detector test. Jake told her not to take a test without a lawyer, but if your child is missing and you had nothing to do with it and you have nothing to hide, you would just take the damn test. Wouldn't you think? I know I would.
Great, thank you, honey. I'll get it.
Obviously, if the authorities want you to take a test, they have unanswered questions. So it's just like, take the test so they can move on in their investigation. You know, you should be willing to do anything for your child, no matter what it takes. And obviously, the biggest red flag of all was Jake's criminal past for his child cruelty conviction. The authorities allegedly found blood in the home, on the carpet, on the floorboard. There were no pictures of baby Emmanuel in the home. All of his belongings were gone. His clothing were found in a nearby dumpster. Now, I got to mention one thing that struck me as really odd, and you guys mentioned it, and I've never ever seen this before. The fact that it says missing kid, not missing child, missing baby, missing kid. Now, I don't know if someone else wrote them out and just, surprised them with them, or if Jake and Rebecca were involved and, they wrote it out and put missing kid. It just struck me as really odd.
Struck me as I don't give a
Looking at this
damn. Let's
flyer,
get it over
it
with.
just
In my
shows me how disassociated they are from baby Emmanuel. There's a sense of disconnect when it comes to baby Emmanuel. And you could see it in the interview with the lack of emotion. Like Rebecca and Jake, they tried, but they couldn't even pull it off. They tried and they couldn't even do it. Even though I feel, in my opinion, right now, it's not looking good because, the more time that goes by and they don't find baby Emmanuel, I just feel like it's not a good sign. We can always have hope and be positive that he will be recovered. But if nothing else, I hope that Jake and Rebecca get what's coming to them, that they are tried and convicted, and they spend every day of their life behind bars.
So y'all go over and you can watch the rest of Angel or Spilling the Tea with Angel Baby and sub up to her or, whatever. I really appreciate that. I appreciate anybody that's allowing to use their content in order to talk about and show the world, because some people don't know about everybody, and I'm trying to keep up with everything and everybody on this case. It's not easy, but who keeps their children hidden? It seems like to me that everybody is now, every time you turn around, trying to keep their kids hidden, or they're throwing them away like garbage. What I would love to know, I don't know if Don is still in here or not, or he can hear me. He may be riding his motorcycle, but I know Ahmad went there the other day. I don't even think I got a chance to pull that one yet either. I've put it out. I try to share everything I get because I want y'all to be up to date as well. I put a lot of stuff in my community post, and I shared the hell out of stuff. But anyway, I don't know if Don knows is what I was going to say. Ahmad went there the other day to the landfill, and about a week or so ago, at that point, they had not checked the landfill. They had not been there yet. They had not even talked to them yet. And I don't understand that. I don't know why, especially when allegedly some of his stuff was in the dumpster. Now, Ahmad had even talked to a lady through the window and a neighbor at the same time that come in the street and talked to him, but there was a lady in the window, and she was talking about that dumpster, told him about the trash, told him all the things. I shared it. But he went to the landfill, and he saw the two workers coming in, and he spoke with them. And he said, you're not just bull crapping me because they told you to keep your mouth shut or anything like that. And I, just looking at them and their facial features and all that, I believe exactly what they told him, that nobody has been to that landfill. I want to know why. But then, again, they said at the press conference, we know about where he is. Well, something else also came out yesterday, and I took a screenshot of it, and I printed it, and the key word was after they took Jake, where they took him out of jail, they know about where he is. After being the key word. Listen, I just get so mad and frustrated. The police did a wonderful job on this case, I think. But some of the higher ups, man, oh man, oh man. Your words. If you know about where he's at, I say about go get him about yesterday. How about that? Seriously. He deserves to be found, and I don't know if he can be found, because if he's out there, neighbors are even speaking now, talking about the coyotes. And I listened to a sad video yesterday. I know one thing, all them coyotes and all them sounds scared the hell out of me. I'm just telling you. But they need to go get him. And just like Summer, they need to find her. And, no kid needs to be left out anywhere, alive or not. Emmanuel, they think he's dead. They said so. And he needs his grace. He needs his dignity. And he needs to be properly laid to rest. Period. That's just the way it is. And these two people, I think they're done with the fork in it. And so no matter what happens, they need to start telling what they know, because he's going to roll over on her regardless. And she's going to, be upset and then give that stink eye, and they're going to know the messages are going back and forth. They're flying. I'm telling you, they are. And if someone is pushing an empty stroller and y'all see that, can y'all please, just for me, for Smiley, ask them, where's your baby? You know, why are you pushing an empty stroller? I mean, you know, children don't just hide themselves. People hide them. And the day we stop letting people hide children, that's the day justice really starts. You know, y'all hit that thumbs up button. And thank you for being here. I'll be back this evening sometime. Thank you all. Thank you, Prayer Garden, so much for being over here. Thank you, everybody, all my mods, everybody. You mean the world to me. Y'all know this is Smiley, and I'll see you in the streets. YouTube streets, that is. And I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great day. Bye.